Hello, happy Homebrew Wednesday. Just going to do a quick video today, and I'm going to have a bottle of the stout I made months and months ago. It was when I made the Russian Imperial Stout, the one that went down the drain. This was the second runnings, so see how it is. Had a wee bit of smoke. There we go. I was starting to think it wasn't going to get ahead at all. Although by the looks of it, the head retention is going to be very, very poor. Sometimes you can just tell before you even finish the pour. Looks more like cola than beer. Cheers. It's okay. Bit of fruitiness and sort of roasty. Almost kind of burnt. Yeah, you can see the head starting to disappear. Tastes okay. Still got the body for a stout. Yeah, it's quite thin, but it was second runnings with I think it was a little bag of dry malt extract, and I think it was just dry malt extract. I don't think I added any golden syrup to this. So, had a brew day on Sunday, made the XP, and other than being a fair bit down on my efficiency in the mash, that went really well. No issues at all during the brew day, and this is now, is it Wednesday, and it's fermenter, the airlock slowed down to a bubble every 7-8 seconds, about that. So had the ice spindle in, and it was last showing, it had gone down to about 10-17, and then it went back up for some reason, and then the battery crapped out, so who knows. That ice spindle gets about 3 days, and then the battery life just on the graph with the remaining battery, it sort of goes down nice and gradual for 2-3 days, and then just straight down. So it's not really that much use. I wasn't going to be relying on that solely, but all I was wanting to see was the graph plateauing out, but it sort of dies before then. But no, brew day wise went quite well. Ordered a few bits and pieces off of AliExpress for the big mash tun, and I'm going to make a recirculation / sparge sprayer. And I'd seen a video on, is it Electric Brewing? Anyway, he done a demo on how to make one with bits from Lowe's and Home Depot and places like that in America. So, got now a little crack at that. See if that's maybe. I think it'll be a bit better than the colander thing I've got just now. Although I might use both. Because I'm wanting to use the big mash tun for the Triquare house ale clone. So if everything arrives in time, that'll be the next brew. Failing that, in about 2-3 weeks' time, I'm going to make a Hefeweizen. And then we'll get another few weeks and then I'll do the Triquare. I'm pretty sure it'll be here by Christmas. But I've got loads of beer just now in the house and bottles, so there's not really any great rush for me to be brewing, as much as I enjoy it. I don't want to end up with hundreds and hundreds of bottles that I'm just not going to get through in a timely fashion. The darker beers, they're fine because they can keep for a year or two. Things like the Hefeweizen, I think I've still got some Hefeweizen kicking about for the last one. They'll be about 14, 15 weeks old, so that's not ideal because that should be drunk pretty fresh. The XP, once it's ready, I'll probably get through that pretty quick if it's like the last batch. And yeah, that's really it. Really pleased with the conical fermenter I'd got from Angel Homebrew. It feels really sturdy. No drips or leaks or anything like that. Good seal on the lid. And the neoprene jacket that goes around it just fits the heat pad perfect. So, what are we just now? It's not too cold in here at the moment. But in the mornings I've been coming in, it's been 8-9 degrees, and a 22 watt reptile heat pad in the Inkbird is keeping it just under 20 centigrade, so it's decent. That temperature will be helped by the yeast working away because they're the most active. They'll raise the temperature a few degrees. But yeah, really pleased with that. My original plan was to have it in the fermenter for 3 weeks. I might just leave it for the 2. Get it into the bottles a little bit sooner. If that's the case, probably about a week today, I'll dry hop it. And that'll just be 14 grams of EKG. What else is planned? I'm going to have a mash at making invert brown sugar. So a lot of these, the Ron Patson, the historic recipes, they'll ask for invert 1, 2, 3, 4, and higher the number, the darker the sugar. The darker the colour is. It's not necessarily using dark sugar, you're just going to be cooking it for longer so it gets darker. So I'll have a look and see. I think it's number 2 I need for the 80 shilling. It's number 2 or number 3. So I got myself a candy thermometer. I've got a decent stainless steel pot, and I think I'm going to have a bash at just making it myself. Maybe make a few kilos up in the one go for a few brews. Apparently it keeps fine in an airtight container, so I'll do that. And I might make a video, and whether I do it as a very, very long video or cut it, because it's going to be mainly just standing around. Look at me stirring a pot. Little flies in here. Sorry. Yeah. I don't know how interesting that video would be, but I think it'd be quite a useful thing to do, as a lot of these recipes need invert, and my original plan was just to use golden syrup blended with a small amount of blackstrap molasses, which is also apparently another way to do it. But I thought I'll have a go at properly inverting. So cane sugar, bit of lactic acid. I've got some of that here. Water, and just boil it up. And we'll see how it goes. I wonder if I need to filter the water first for the chloramines. For such a small amount, I can't just add half a Camden tablet, but I wonder if I need to do something. I think I've got a water filter somewhere in the house, so I'll see if I've got any cartridges for that. It'll just be a couple of litres. Yeah, so that's what's planned. Got nothing. Timmy Taylor Landlord clone, that's still conditioning. I think it's only been 8 days of that, so I wouldn't even bother trying to check that at the moment. Plus I've been storing them in here and it's probably a wee touch too cold. I also don't want to turn the fan heater on in case it gets too hot and they start to explode and I just come into a floor covered in beer and fruit flies. Well, touch wood, it's not been too bad in here for flies. Maybe every time I come out I find one or two little ones, but it's not been bad. But yeah, that's it for today. It's a quick one, as I said. So, till next time, cheers.